Sup? Hello friends and welcome to another episode of Hanging with Janky. So I just realized that I forgot to put on my headphones, which is understandable because they're actually absolutely pointless for the purposes of Hanging with Janky. They're not actually even attached to anything. Nope, just an empty cord. I just put them on for aesthetic purposes. All the sound is just my iPhone. Anyway, welcome to episode 20 of Hanging with Janky. 20 weeks on YouTube. Super cool stuff. I'm celebrating with cake. Not only am I celebrating the 20th episode, but I'm also celebrating the end of the 20 for 20 sub goal. Which we have far surpassed, by the way. Just like by crazy amounts. 63 subscribers as of today. Craziness. 3 times as much as I thought I would get in my first 5 months of YouTube. And we now have a new sub goal, which I will tell you about when we get to subs later. Also, I'm just enjoying cake because, you know, it was my birthday this past week and we have lots of extra birthday cake lying around. It's one of those Giant Eagle cakes. You ever had cake from Giant Eagle? I don't know what's in this icing, but it is amazing. Anyway, I got my notes all pulled up. I got my subs all pulled up. I got some Ask Janky questions this week all pulled up. Everything's good to go. So let's just get rolling with some channel talk. Alright, let's run this down because there's a lot that went up and a lot coming up. So I'm just going to run it down for you. What got up this week? Well, we got Undertale Part 4, which got up on Monday. Beleaguered Episode 5, which got up on Tuesday. Then Subs Vid, thanking my first 50 subs, because of course I had to, with a lovely parody of Modern Major General that got up on Wednesday, The Witcher Part 4 on Thursday, Demo Day Typo Man on Friday, which is an awesome game, by the way. You should totally check that out. That game is so cool. It's side-scroller. It's like dark fantasy surrealist side-scroller. And it's so cool. It's a puzzler too. It's all good stuff. And also, on Friday, Fimble Famble Saucebox Reviews in 5, where I reviewed Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is a wonderful story. Just, if you ever get a chance, check it out. See the play, read the book, do whatever you gotta do, but you should definitely check that out. And of course, check out Fimble Famble Saucebox to hear more of my opinions on Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Anyway, that was everything that I got up this week. It was a crazy amount. I was just talking with my friend Noah. I'm like, I don't even know how I got to this point that I post so many YouTube videos. I started this channel with the Detective Grimoire Let's Play, Hanging with Janky, and Free-to-Play Fridays, which is what Demo Day used to be. And suddenly I have 2 vlogs, 2 Let's Plays, 2 collab series, Demo Day, and then the occasional one-off vids that I do, and I'm just like, oh, and the stream that sometimes happens. Not this week, because I have a wedding to go to later today, and I need to film this. But I'm just like, how did I end up doing all of this? I don't even know. But here's what I can tell you. What's coming up on the channel. And it will be less than what I got up this week, because I really need to start editing things together. Undertale Part 5, gotta get that done. And also The Witcher Part 5, which I'm very excited for. Both of those I'm excited for, really. I have liked Undertale and The Witcher's games for different reasons, of course, because they're very different games, but they're both good games, and I've been enjoying them immensely. So I'm excited for Part 5, both of those. Then I also have Beleaguered Episode 6, because we had actually recorded 2 episodes of Beleaguered. I only got 1 up this past week. I still have 1 more to get up. And it's a doozy. It's a long one, and I'm gonna see if I can't like cut some stuff out of it to just try to shorten it a little, because it's gonna take forever to upload. Why is there a tractor going by on the road? As I was saying, Beleaguered. It's going to take a while to upload if I don't cut it down. So I'm working on that, and hopefully I will get that up this next week. Also, Shared Shenanigans Golf with Your Friends Part 1. So this past week, the week before, I recorded some Golf with Friends, which is a hilarious mini golf game. You can either play classic mode, which is just like classic golfing through these ridiculous mini golf holes, or you can go into custom mode and change things about the game, like the shape of the ball and how much gravity you have. We played the other day, not recorded, but we played it on super low gravity. That was a mistake. Plus we were playing the course that had like the launch pads on it, so even if you barely tap the ball, it would go flying way off past where it needed to. It was crazy stuff. Anyway, so Noah from Something for Every Nerd and I record some Golf with Your Friends. We actually broke it down into 3 parts, one for each course that is currently available in the game, and I will be posting part 1 of that, hopefully this next week. All good stuff. All good stuff. Alright, and that is all I have for the channel. So, I think it's time to move into some Ask Janky, because I remembered to post that this week on Facebook. This is where I usually get my questions from. So, let's see what people have to ask me, and I shall answer as best as I can. Question number 1 this week is from Madison, who asks, do you have a favorite childhood memory? Okay, so this isn't necessarily my favorite childhood memory, but this is a pretty good one. So, we used to have this thing, it was a play school tube, okay? It was basically a giant metal spring that just had plastic wrapped around the outside. You could pop it out and you could crawl through it. It was basically like one of those dog course training tubes, but for babies. And the best part about it was that on the inside, the spring was totally exposed. It only had the plastic on the outside. So on the inside, you just had these metal rings just everywhere. And when I was growing up, we lived at a house with a really steep hill. We still have a really steep hill. But this one was steep, especially in the backyard, but in the front yard too. And one of my favorite things to do, me and my sister, we would go outside, we would get this tube, and we would climb inside and roll down the hill in it. And the metal spring would just dig into your sides and your ribs and like everything, and you'd come out with like all these red marks all over you from where it's been like hitting you and pressing you and smacking you. Oh, but it was so much fun. You couldn't even control where it was going. You just hoped that you were going to roll down straight, and it was it was great. It was great. So that may not be my favorite, but it is definitely one of my favorite things from my childhood. Yeah. Noah from Something for Every Nerd asks me, Janky, what is your favorite Disney movie and Disney song? That's a tough call. If I had to go with favorite Disney movie, I have 2. I have 2 that I constantly watched growing up. They were my favorite thing ever. The first one is The Lion King. I could watch that on repeat all day, every day. It is a great movie. I enjoy it. I love it. It is totally worth your time. And plus it also came out the year I was born. So I was all up over that movie. All up over it. The other Disney movie that is certainly among my favorites is The Great Mouse Detective, which is a Disney movie from the 80s. It was sort of like, I think it was one of the ones they made right after Black Cauldron. It was before Little Mermaid and the Disney Renaissance, but also it was one of the precursors that they needed to have to lead up to it. It was a really good movie, and it has Vincent Price is the villain in it, and they have wonderful music, and it's Sherlock Holmes if Sherlock Holmes was mice, and it is just, it's wonderful. Actually, Sherlock Holmes is in that movie, but I would definitely recommend checking that out if you haven't before. Great Mouse Detective. It is spectacular. As for the favorite Disney song, that's tricky. I'm gonna say Just Can't Wait to Be King in Lion King. It's just hilarious. I love lots of Disney songs, but I'm gonna say that one's my favorite because it's just like, I just can't wait to be king. So good and colorful and wonderful, and it has Rowan Atkinson in it because he's Zazu, and I just can't wait to be king. I'm going with that. Alright, so that was all we had this week for Ask Janky. Of course, if you have any more questions for me, any that you would like me to answer next week, I can of course answer those as long as you leave them in the comments below, or tweet me at JankShenanigans on Twitter, or comment on my Facebook page at facebook.com/JankyShenanigans, which will be repeated again at the end of the show. A little bit of shake. Alright, time to move on to subs. Subs. There are so many this week. So many subs. I didn't think there would be that many, and then I got 7 subscribers over this past week. thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. That's super exciting. Not to mention, that brings us up to 63, like I mentioned earlier, which is also super awesome. So, time to thank you guys and give you the appreciation that you deserve. First up on the list, we have Degenerate J, who also has 63 subs. Go you, dude. Go you. He has some Batman stuff. He has lots of Batman stuff, actually. And also some Star Wars Battlefront stuff, some DLCs, lots of video games and things. Actually, I think it's a lot of people together on this channel. The point is that there's a lot of good stuff. Oh, Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank. My heart, Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, he has lots of good stuff. He does some reviews, he does some Let's Plays. It's all good. It's all good. You should definitely check him out. And of course, I'll leave a link below. Next up, That Scottish Brownie. I apologize to you, Scottish Brownie, for this terrible thing that's happening right now. His channel is awesome. He is currently working toward 250 subscribers. He has 243, so you should definitely go check out your channel, see if it's something that you'd like to subscribe to. Lots of good stuff. He does Let's Plays, tons and tons of Let's Plays. He also does A Talkative Brownie, which he just kind of talks about news of the day. It's sort of like I do on Hanging with Janky, but he also plays games while he does it, which is super cool. Multitasking. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That is impressive, sir. I am terrible at being able to talk and play games at the same time. That is something that I have to work on in my Let's Plays. But he has lots and lots and lots of good stuff, and he recently started a shout-out series, sub shout-out series, and he included me, which is super awesome. I am super appreciative of that. Thank you for getting my name out there, sir. It is super awesome. And so you guys should definitely check him out. He has lots of good stuff. And That Scottish Brownie. Sorry, did it again. I apologize. Next up, we have Milkshake Fury. She does all sorts of horror game Let's Plays, and it's hilarious to watch her reactions to all these horror games. It is just delightful. Just hilarious. Like, that's basically all I really have to say. Horror game Let's Plays, hilarious. I'm subscribed. You guys should definitely check it out. She also has a Twitch. I'm gonna link her YouTube channel, but she also has a Twitch where she live streams horror games, and it's delightful. So definitely check out Milkshake Fury. Next up we have Cameron C. Cameron C, who has all sorts of things. He's actually mostly a fan channel right now. He curates fun videos from popular YouTubers like Game Grumps and Jacksepticeye and Pews and all thems. He also has some original content going on, just stuff here, there, everywhere. You should definitely check him out if you're interested in looking at some awesome videos from popular YouTubers. He curates playlists, and it's super cool. I hope it's he. I'm sorry. I tried to look it up in your about, but I'm not sure if you're... I tried finding out watching your videos, but you never talk in them, so I don't know. But definitely go check out Cameron C. Good stuff. And then finally for the day, we have Penguin Power. Penguin Power, who has Grand Theft Auto 5 and also Rainbow Six Siege, amongst other things. He does all sorts of... Oh, that's his intro. It's cool. He has like National Geographic penguins swimming through because, you know, Penguin Power. It's fun. He currently has 7 subs, so you should definitely check him out. See if it's something you'd be interested in, and give him some more subscribers because he seems cool. Awesome stuff. And that is all the subs I have for this week. Thank you all so much for subbing. I very much appreciate your subs to the channel. I'm glad that you like my content, and I will try to continue making good content for you guys to enjoy. Good stuff. Also, while we're here, I want to talk about the new sub goal. Since we met 20 for 20 spectacularly, we tripled the number, which is super awesome. The next sub goal that I'm going to introduce is named by New Year's. Yay! So, for those of you who are also YouTubers in the crowd, which I imagine is probably most of you, you'll know that a couple years back, YouTube instigated the new rule that in order to get a channel named, you have to have 100 subscribers. It used to be, back in the good old days of old, that you could just put whatever name you wanted on your YouTube channel. I had a couple YouTube channels back in the day that was like that. But today you actually need people watching for them to give you a name. So I'm hoping that by New Year's, by 2017, I will have 100 subscribers and I can reveal a nice new brand spanking named channel. Yay! Janky Shenanigans, youtube.com/Janky Shenanigans. That is the goal. Named by New Year's. Spread the word. Tell your friend. It's gonna be great. Woo! Alright, so we are nearly 20 minutes in, which is running long. I've been trying to shorten this series up. That's fine. That's fine. There were a lot of people to thank, and I'm glad that I took the time to thank them. I hope you guys enjoyed my thanks. I hope that you do, because you definitely deserve it. But let's slip right over into geeky news now, so we can keep it rolling. Okay, first up, I just wanted to add something about Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, because with Fimble Famble Saucebox, for those of you who watch it, you know that I only give myself 5 minutes to review, which means that I don't always get to get out all the things that I want to get out. I actually went to overtime this past week on Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, but I really want to add one other thing. Just one more shout out to this play. You know, if you take away the Harry Potter aspect of it, it's still this amazing play about friendship and about the complicated relationship between parents and their children. And it's just beautiful and awesome, and you guys should totally check it out if you get the chance. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Definitely check it out. Now over into gaming stuff. Overwatch. Oh my gosh, so much Overwatch happened this week. First of all, there was the last Bastion short, which is just, so sweet. It got sweet, then it got scary for a minute, like scary and concerning, and then it just got sad, and then it got scary again, but scary in an epic kind of way, and then it got back to sweet. And it is a wonderful roller coaster ride of a 7-minute video. Like, these Overwatch shorts, man, they hit the strings. They hit the heartstrings. They really do. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. The Last Bastion, it's so good. And then what's really cool is that there's a frame in the background as Bastion is walking through the forest. There's a gap in the trees, and you can see the new map, Eichenwald, which is exciting. They're releasing a new match for Overwatch. I don't remember what the release date for the map is yet, but here's some interesting things about it. It is a vertical map. So there is a large part of the map that is actually mostly about climbing a castle, which means that you actually have to push the payload up, which will be interesting because there are a lot of heroes that I think will be specially suited for that. Some people have been concerned that some heroes will be like useless on this map, but then the creators are just like, well, you know, certain heroes are good for certain parts because we want to try to make all the heroes good on all the maps, but this particular section of this map will be suited to heroes who are very good at vertical stuff. So that's like your snipers, Ana, Widowmaker, then you have Genji and Hanzo with the wall climbing, and then you have Lucio who can track across the walls, and I think even like Tracer, as long as you use that teleport jump right, I mean, she's pretty good with vertical stuff. Roadhog would probably be good because he can pull people down with chains. Junkrat, because he can use his mind to jump. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. I'm excited for this map. It's a assault payload map, so you'll notice if you've played Overwatch that a lot of them you like capture a point, then you move the payload. This is in that same vein. There's an interesting story behind it, actually. You're there to retrieve the body of Baron Baldric von Alder, who was a Crusader, the captain of the Crusaders. For those of you familiar with the lore of Overwatch, you will know that the Crusaders were the group that Reinhardt belonged to before he joined Overwatch. And this particular map, Eichenwald, represents the last stand of the Crusaders against the Omnic Bastions in the first Omnic crisis of the Overwatch world. Basically what happened was that the Bastions invaded Eichenwald, and Baron von Alder led his Crusaders in an assault against the Bastions, and all the Crusaders, including the Baron, died. But it allowed Overwatch and the German army and the world forces to group together so that they can push back the Omnics and win the war, which is a really awesome story. And the point of the map is that you are going to Eichenwald to hopefully retrieve Baron von Aldrich von Alder's remains. And also, his Crusader armor, which is now a new skin for Reinhardt. See that transition work? See that transition work? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Anyway, so Baron von Aldrich's Crusader armor will be a new skin for Reinhardt, and then also, in the same vein of Overwatch, you have a new D.Va emote, which I just wanted to bring up because it's delightful. So Blizzard released a new emote for D.Va, where she's literally just sitting cross-legged in her armor, playing a video game, drinking Mountain Dew, and munching on some Doritos. And it is everything everyone wanted from D.Va. It is what all the webcomics have been just begging for, and Blizzard is finally like, you know what? We'll give this one to you. We'll give this one to you. So now you can get the D.Va Game Gremlin emote, and it will be spectacular. Everyone will be gunning for it, and that's the one that everyone will use from now on for D.Va. Just absolutely. Alright, so moving on from Overwatch, we have Deus: Mankind Divided, which will be releasing on August 23rd. I've never played any of the Deus games, so I don't know much about that series or that world. I will tell you this. I will tell you my first impressions based off the trailer. I found it hilarious how much they were pushing choices matter in that game. Like, the entire trailer was just like, I could come in full frontal assault and force this guy to surrender. Or I could come in stealth mode and just electrocute to avoid unnecessary deaths and maybe reason with him to come with me. That was literally like the first entire half of the trailer. And I'm just like, that would have been super cool like 6 years ago. But really, when you think about it, most video games now are like choices matter video games. So it's kind of like, I don't feel like you need to push it that hard. Anyway, it still looks like an awesome game. I hear great things about the series. I've just never played it before. But definitely be looking out for that. If you like the Deus games, of course, Deus releasing August 23rd. Check it out. Speaking of game releases, we have World of Warcraft Legion, which is releasing August 30th. Of course, if you're already a World of Warcraft fan, I'm sure that you're already all over this. I don't personally play World of Warcraft. I can't afford those monthly subscriptions, but I do keep up with it because, of course, it's incredibly popular. There's some awesome things that they're adding with the Legion's expansion. They raised the level cap from 100 to 110. There's a new area now in Azeroth called the Broken Isles. There's a new class called Demon Hunters, which is for level 98 and above. And this new area will be adding 10 5-man dungeons and 2 raids to the game. I know right now they're doing all sorts of pre-event stuff. Jesse Cox and Crendor have been playing the crap out of it. So definitely go over to their channels to check out more, because, you know, Jesse basically made himself as a World of Warcraft person, as did Crendor, I believe. And they're just great and fun, and you can go check them out for more on World of Warcraft. Good stuff. Also, August 30th release, Nuka-World, the final DLC for Fallout 4, which is basically like the terrifying amusement park world of the Fallout 4 universe. Yeah, I've seen something about it. It's just like a really twisted Disneyland kind of thing vibe going on. I don't know what all you'll be able to do there. I know that at GameCon, which also happened, which is actually where I'm getting most of this news from, but I don't know much about Gamecom, so I didn't mention Gamecom. Anyway, I don't know what you can do there, but I'm sure that you can find trailers for it and figure out more. Pokemon Sun and Moon released some new Pokemon this week. One of them is literally a haunted sandcastle. Actually, he's more like a haunted sand pile that becomes a haunted sandcastle. I don't know. It seems to me like Nintendo's really stretching for Pokemon now. But there's also like a new lobster crab Pokemon, and also a cute little stuffed bear looking Pokemon. So those are fun. And then a haunted castle, which is just ridiculous. Final Fantasy 15. Turns out it will be moving to November. Unfortunate, but it will. Actually, you know, it was November, and then at E3 they're like, we can do better, and moved it up to September. And then they're just like, nope, never mind. Back to November. And finally, I got some Dark Souls 3 news. It was released at Gamecom that Dark Souls 3 will be releasing some DLC content on August 24th. I don't play Dark Souls 3. I just don't play any of these games, I guess. I'm sorry. No, I don't play Dark Souls at all because it's a super tough game and I don't feel like I would be able to play it and be happy. I wouldn't just be like fun salty, I'd be like real angry salty. It might be hilarious to listen to, but it wouldn't be fun. I'd just be like so ridiculously frustrated that I'd just be like, no. But anyway, they're releasing DLC on August 24th. And that is all I have. That is all I have this week for news. It was mostly just stuff from Gamecom. It was good stuff, the big convention that they have in Europe. It's fancy. I've been seeing all sorts of things about it on Twitter. Good stuff. Anyway, I have a wedding to go get ready for. Fun stuff. Don't forget, named by New Year's. It's exciting stuff. Join in the fun. And of course, if you like what you saw here today, you should hit the like button. If you disliked it, you can hit the dislike button, which is perfectly acceptable. That's totally cool. Leave comments, positive, negative. I look at them all. I read them all. Then you can share with your friends. Sharing is great. Sharing is wonderful. And also subscribing, because whenever you subscribe, that means that you like what I do, and I like knowing that you like what I do. And we all like each other, and it's wonderful. You can find me on Twitter at JankyShenanigans and on Facebook at facebook.com/JankyShenanigans. And more than anything, more than all of that stuff, I hope you have a lovely day, evening, or whenever you happen to be watching this video. And of course, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your viewership. I appreciate the fact that you take time out of your day just to see what I've made. And it's usually something ridiculous. So I appreciate you appreciating the ridiculousness. So thank you so much for watching. And until next time, this is Janky Shenanigans. I don't even know what that was. And until next time, this is Janky Shenanigans, signing out. I'm going to have to cut so much of this out. Oh my god, we'll get there. Oh, that's gonna be a whole rant unto itself.
Oh look, a room full of explosives.
Fields and farms and woods. And this game tells me that there are no Pokemon.
I just walked off a cliff. That's what we call physical comedy. Cinnamon or butterscotch? Oh, cinnamon. Cinnamon over bee-scotch any day. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.